Charlie Chaplin made the whole world laugh. Kids laughed, adults laughed, even people who didn't speak English laughed. Now here's the strange part. One day, America looked at Charlie Chaplin and said,
"Don't come back."
No jail, no court, no crime, just gone. How does the most loved man in movies become someone a country is afraid of? Stay with me, because this story doesn't start with politics. It starts with laughter. Charlie Chaplin didn't grow up rich, not even close. He grew up in London. Poor streets, cold rooms, empty plates. His dad died early. His mom got sick. Little Charlie learned something very fast. If he wanted people to listen, he had to make them laugh. So he did. He tripped on purpose, made silly faces, turned sadness into comedy. Later, he came to America. Hollywood was new, movies were silent, and that's where Charlie became magic. No words, just movement. A small man with big shoes and a funny walk. The Tramp. People didn't just watch him, they felt him. By the 1920s, he was one of the most recognized faces on Earth. His films like The Kid, 1921, and The Gold Rush, 1925, made millions laugh and cry at the same time. But Chaplin didn't just want to entertain, he wanted to say something. In 1936, he released Modern Times, showing workers swallowed by factory machines, turned into cogs in a system that didn't care about them. Still funny, still sweet, but now meaningful. Then, in 1940, he did something even bolder. While most of Hollywood stayed silent about Hitler, terrified of losing the German market, Chaplin made The Great Dictator, a full movie mocking Adolf Hitler to his face. To regular people, that was brave. To the powerful, that looked risky. By the 1940s, Charlie Chaplin wasn't just a star, he was listened to, and that scared some people. Fast forward to 1947. World War II is ended. The Cold War begins. America is nervous. Everyone is watching everyone. Are you loyal? Are you one of us? This time is called McCarthyism. You didn't need proof, you didn't need facts. Suspicion was enough to destroy your life. Now remember Charlie, he's not American. He never became a citizen. He talks about peace, about workers, about fairness. He speaks at rallies calling for cooperation with the Soviet Union during the war. He defends labor organizers facing deportation. He never joined the Communist Party. He said so many times, but that didn't matter. Behind the scenes, something sinister was happening. FBI Director Edgar Hoover had been building a file on Chaplin since the 1920s. By the late 1920s, that file had grown to nearly 2,000 pages. But Hoover didn't work alone. Enter Hedda Hopper, Hollywood's most powerful gossip columnist, whose writings reached 35 million readers. Hopper despised Chaplin. She thought he was ungrateful for not becoming an American citizen. She hated his politics, and she had a direct line to J. Edgar Hoover. In a letter to Hoover, Hopper wrote, "I'd like to run every one of those rats out of the country, starting with Charlie Chaplin. You give me the material and I'll blast." And blast she did. Week after week, Hopper's columns painted Chaplin as dangerous, amoral, un-American. The FBI fed her information. She fed them gossip. Together, they built a weapon out of whispers. Newspapers started whispering. Government files grew thicker. Chaplin kept making movies. He kept smiling, but something changed. People who once praised him now avoided him. Hollywood got quiet. In 1947, his film Monsieur Verdoux premiered to boos and protests. American Legion members picketed theaters. Columnists called for boycotts. The message was clear. Charlie Chaplin was no longer welcome. September 17, 1952. Charlie Chaplin boards a ship in New York, the Queen Elizabeth. He's going to London for the premiere of his new film, Limelight. Just a trip. He waves goodbye to America, thinking he'll be back in 6 months. While the ship is crossing the Atlantic, America makes a move. On September 19th, Attorney General McGranary revokes Chaplin's re-entry permit. No warning, no phone call, just paperwork. McGranary issues a statement claiming Chaplin has a leering, sneering attitude toward a country whose hospitality has enriched him. By the time Chaplin reaches Europe, the door behind him is locked. He wasn't kicked out, he was locked out. The government says you can come back if you answer questions, not about movies, about beliefs, about friends, about politics. Chaplin reads the telegram. He pauses. Then he makes a choice. a very human one. He says, no. He writes, whether I re-entered that unhappy country or not was of little consequence to me. I was fed up of America's insults and moral pomposity. No begging, no defending rumors. He chooses exile over humiliation. Years later, FBI documents revealed they never had sufficient evidence to actually bar Chaplin from returning. It was all theater, all fear. Chaplin moves to Switzerland with his wife, Ona, and their children. They settle in a mansion overlooking Lake Geneva. Big house, quiet life, but something's missing. The audience, the laughter, the connection. Back in America, theaters cancel screenings of Limelight. 3 major theater chains, Fox, Lowe's, and RKO, pull all of Chaplin's films. It's as if he never existed. New stars rise. His name fades. In all of Hollywood, only 3 people publicly defend him: Sam Godwin, director William Wyler, and actor Cary Grant. Everyone else stays silent. Years pass. The hysteria cools. People start asking questions. Why did we do that? Was he really dangerous? Turns out, no proof ever existed. None. Just fear. Fear masquerading as patriotism. April 10th, 1972. 20 years after being locked out, Charlie Chaplin returns to America. He's 82 years old now. White hair, slow steps, nervous about how America will receive him. He walks onto the stage at the 44th Academy Awards to receive an honorary Oscar for his lifetime of work. The room stands up. They clap and clap and clap. 12 minutes, the longest standing ovation in Oscar history. Chaplin simply says, "This is an emotional moment for me," and words seem so feeble, so futile. "Thank you for the honor of inviting me here. You're wonderful, sweet people." No speech needed. That applause said everything. Charlie Chaplin wasn't banned for being bad. He was banned for being honest, for making people think while they laughed, for showing that workers matter, for mocking dictators when it was dangerous, for refusing to conform when conformity was the price of safety. And here's the lesson. Sometimes the world doesn't reject you because you're wrong. It rejects you because you're ahead, speaking truths that powerful people aren't ready to hear. Chaplin was early about compassion for ordinary people, early about standing up to authoritarianism, early about using art to challenge power. The world caught up eventually, but it took 20 years. If this story surprised you, there are many more like it. Hidden moments, quiet decisions, icons you thought you knew. Subscribe to Story of Icons, because history isn't just about heroes, it's about what they paid for being themselves.